or that extra money that you're paying above the interest only payment will be applied to the balance. And then the following month, the interest is calculated on the reduced balance. So it's a great option. If you know anybody who wants a really low payment, the rate on that today on the 5/1 and the 7/1 is 3%. You can't beat it. Any more questions? Give me a call. I'm happy to help you out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Karen. And enjoy your day.
I will. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. So a couple of quick announcements before we get to our main topic this morning. Announcement number one has to do with the MLS. And while I have so many of you in front of me, I want to make sure that we're all clear about something that you should all do as soon as you get off this call today. And that is log into the MLS and make sure that your email address that the MLS has on file for you is one that you look at, not just one that's correct, but one that you actually look at. Because I don't know about the rest of you, but since I get copied on all of the compliance notices that go out, I can tell you that the MLS is getting crazy, crazy, crazy about compliance, right? I mean, when I tell you I get 10 to 20 a day, I'm not making that up, right? 10 to 20 a day. Here's the problem. If your email address is not correct in the MLS, or it's an email address that you don't look at very often, you run the risk of not seeing those courtesy notices. And after a couple of days, the courtesy notice turns into a fine notice, right? And I know a couple of you have tried to go back and fight some of those fines, and they're really not being very kind about removing fines any longer. In their opinion, they've kind of given you fair warning about fines and compliance, and now you have to pay the piper. So I just don't want anyone to have to waste money unnecessarily, because the fines are not small. They're a minimum of $50 and a maximum of $500, depending on what your infraction is. So please pay attention to those notices and be clear that is something that is on you. We get copied on those, but we don't take action on those. Those are your violations to kind of correct. Sometimes it's just updating a date in the system. Sometimes it's uploading your listing agreement. So things that we really can't do on your behalf. So do watch for those, do address them immediately, because we don't want you to have to pay any of those fines to MLS. A couple of other calendar announcements. So on Monday, Steve mentioned yesterday that we would schedule something for those of you who would like additional information and or kind of a how-to guide on how to utilize that new insurance joint venture that we have going on. That will take place Monday at 1 p.m. So Monday at 1 o'clock, if you don't know what we're talking about when we say that insurance joint venture, or you've tried to use the golden email and you haven't been successful, or you don't know what the golden email is, or you want some best practices, join us Monday at 1 o'clock, and we will make certain that you have that information. Masterminds. So January masterminds are going to happen next week, next Tuesday at 11 for the Capper Mastermind, next Wednesday at 11 for the All Agent Business Mastermind, and then Friday at 11 for all Rainmakers of Teams. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 o'clock, Cappers, All Agent Business Mastermind, and then Rainmakers. Do join us. We're going to be spending most of our time and focused on figuring out where to find listings, because that's the big deal for right now. I know there's a ton of you out there who are struggling to find properties to sell buyers. And so we need to kind of band together and figure out how to solve that problem for ourselves and for each other. So do tune in next week for each of those masterminds. So it was interesting, and as we pivot into our main topic and main announcement again this morning, I wanted to tell you just a quick story. I was conversing via text last night with my reading coach. I now have an official reading coach, I've decided. Donna Gilbert is my official reading coach. And so I was telling Donna where I was on reading program after she disclosed to me that she had read about 17 books in the last 17 days. The idea, I don't know where my friend Donna is. I know she's around someplace. There she is. So I disclosed to her that what my books were for January and where I was on those. And I also said, I'm looking forward to February, where I'm about to embark on reading Barack Obama's book, right? And I don't know if you've seen Barack Obama's book, but it's about this thick, like 2 inches thick. And it's not, there's no pictures and the type isn't big, right? So it's a lot of words to read. And so I was saying that it was kind of intimidating to me. And Donna said something to me that I haven't been able to get out of my mind since I read it when she typed it. And I want to pass it along to you because it's excellent advice, not just about reading, but about anything that you're looking to tackle. And she said to me, you know, Rick, you only have to read 1 page at a time. And so that 900-page book all of a sudden became, oh, well, I only have to read 1 page at a time. It's one step after the other. It's eating the elephant one bite at a time. And I was so appreciative. I haven't said this to her personally yet, so she's hearing it for the first time this morning. I was so appreciative of what she said at that moment, because not only did it give me confidence in my ability to go and get that book done, I needed to hear it for a couple of other things that I'm pushing through right now. And so I come to you to say, you know what, utilize each other, because there is so much brilliance on the screen in front of you, right? Look at all those boxes. You are in business with really, really smart, intuitive, experienced people. And by engaging with each other, you just never know when you're going to say something or someone's going to say something to you that can have such a massive effect, not only on the topic that you're discussing, but on so much else. So Donna, I want to just publicly say thank you so much for that short text last night. It was a one-liner, and yet it's kind of adjusted my mind for what I have to do in the next couple of weeks, as well as given me confidence that I can read Barack Obama's book. So thank you so much for that. And my message to everybody is, remember, you only have to read 1 page at a time, regardless. You want to take 50 listings this year or 100 listings this year, you only have to take 1 at a time. So go out and take the first one, and then the next one, then the next one. You want to sell 50 buyers this year, 25 buyers this year, go and find the first one and get that one done, right? It's 1 at a time, 1 foot in front of the other. Be 1 ounce better today than you were yesterday. It's all about incremental success, not success all at once. So that's my message for you this morning. And now let's pivot that into our announcement, because our announcement this morning has to do with our annual convention. And our annual convention is, of course, Family Reunion. Family Reunion is scheduled to take place on February 15th through 18th, I believe. I think it's kind of the evening of the 15th is the start, and then you have 16, 17 as full days, and then 18 is probably Mo Anderson's inspirational brunch. And so you've got 2 solid days of learning, bookended by a couple of cool start and finish events. For those of you who have never been, we typically travel to Family Reunion. Last year where were we guys last year? In Dallas, I think, right? So here's my gratitude for this morning as we talk about Family Reunion. Remember, we shut the offices tight on March the 18th. On February the 18th, 45 of us were in Dallas, crammed into a large convention hall with 20,000 other people, right? So I am so grateful that we got that event in and that nothing happened to anybody, because trust me, if we shut tight on March the 18th, stuff was floating around on February the 18th, right? And we happened to avoid it. So I'm massively grateful for that. I'm also grateful that Family Reunion this year is not canceled. What it is, however, is pivoting to a digital platform similar to MegaCamp. And we have found a way to make that available to you for a massive savings off of what you can buy your tickets for. Family reunion typically includes a plane ticket and hotels and paying for food and your registration. The registration itself is typically $700 or $800, right? And so all in, family reunion is usually about a $2,000, maybe $2,500 experience, depending on your tastes in hotel rooms and dinners, right? This year, you can go online right now and buy a ticket for $119. We have found a way to help to save you an additional almost $40 off of that and offer family reunion tickets to you at $80 a piece, $80. Most regional events, one day or half day regional events, oftentimes cost us $99, right? So to have the entirety of family reunion for $80, I think is pretty spectacular. Now, here's how that's all going to go. It's going to be opt-in, so you're going to have to raise your hand. You're going to have to respond back to an email to say, yes, I want in on that. And what you're saying yes to is you're saying yes to buying that family reunion ticket to give you access for all 4 of those days. By the way, you typically have access to the material, all of which is recorded for 30 to 60 days after the event. So now you have a catalog of things to go back to. But we want to make this a little bit different for you this year. The first thing we want to do is do everything we can to help you target exactly why you're saying yes to this. Don't just say, yes, I want to attend because you're a convention junkie, right? Instead, what I would love to do, so Dan and Steve have now raised their hand. Is there something that I need to stop for?
No, we're all in for family reunion. We want everybody else to start raising their hands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just raising my hand because you told me to. Okay,
got it. So I thought maybe the sound was off or something. I'm like, uh-oh. Okay, good. So yeah, press your little buttons if you're in. Oh my goodness, all the hands are coming up. So we want to make sure that you are as targeted as you possibly can be, which means we're going to have your leadership team available to you for 10 to 15 minute one-on-one conversations around what is your biggest struggle in your business? What is it you're searching for from this event? What do you want out of this family reunion, so that we can have a note of that? For example, I want to learn about figuring out how to list better expireds. I want conversations around luxury and growing my luxury brand. I want to hear things about how buyer's agents are converting at open houses. I want to get really specific, and we want to help you get really specific so that you go into this event with laser focus on what it is you want to pull out, right? It's a big event. You've got 2.5 days of tons of different choices. Here, I'll pop on the screen for you while I'm talking. Oh, I thought I could. I'll pop on the screen for you while I'm talking. I think I'm going to continue to lie about that. Just give me half a second. Oh, there we go. Here is the sneak peek of breakouts, right? So sneak peek of breakouts, there will be probably triple this amount of breakouts, but here's a sneak peek of what you can expect. And so we want to gather as much information from you about what you're looking for, so that once the actual schedule comes out, we will then get back in touch with you to make sure that you're scheduling things that get you to your goal. Look, we all absolutely understand that 2.5 days on a Zoom-like platform, it's not Zoom, by the way, right? It's a custom platform that allows you to kind of do a whole bunch of different things. However, sometimes 2.5 days on that kind of a platform is too much for some of you, right? Some of you eat that up. Some of you are like, no thanks. So we want to make sure that you get your money's worth out of this event and point you towards exactly the things that we think you should focus on based on what you want to come out of this. Right, so we want to be as helpful as we possibly can. We're going to host a mastermind just before and then a mastermind afterwards, so that we can be certain that we all understand exactly what we want going in, and then have not just an aha session, but a real mastermind based on certain topics, such that you get to share with other people what you brought from away from the event, topic-wise, as well as you taking notes on those certain events. Once we have all that information from you, from our one-on-one conversations, we're then going to kind of group you into little groups. If there's 15 of you who are all looking for the same conversation around luxury, well, we're going to put you guys in touch with one another so that you can have some conversations. We're trying to figure out ways to create the social aspect of family reunion without having the opportunity to really be social, right? And so we're going to try out a program that has you in certain, let me just get rid of this, I'm sorry. That has you in groups so that you can at least be social that way. We are planning with your ALCs events during the actual family reunion event that, again, are not necessarily going to be in person. However, that can at least bring some of the social aspect of family reunion to the table. We're not going to be able to ride the bull on 6th Street in Austin. We're probably not going to be able to spend a night at a bar listening to a live band, right? And yet, the 2021 version of family reunion is still going to be as awesome as we can possibly make it. What I would encourage you to do is remember Donna's words, right? One page at a time. And so you don't get to read the whole book all at once. The way you can digest family reunion and really make it sing for you is to get really specific and know exactly what you want. And we're going to help you get there. We're also going to host at least 2 sessions beforehand to walk you through the platform so that you know exactly how to use it. We were asked a couple of days ago, is there going to be networking? Like, I go to family reunion for networking purposes, and I want to network. There are great ideas floating around out there, mostly by the ones that I've heard have been from you guys, about how to actually utilize not just the platform to network, but also take some steps before the event actually happens and then follow-up steps to network with agents around the country. For example, you know that you want to build your West Coast network, right? There was an idea I heard the other day around, what if you went through up and down the market centers on the West Coast and picked 2 people out of each of those market centers, contacted them before family reunion and started a conversation around you attending, around what you're searching for, around a possible meetup online, right? Using that platform during the event. Maybe you invite them to something that we're doing. Maybe they invite you back to something that's happening in their market center, and you create this relationship, different than if you were there handing each other cards, and yet still an opportunity for you to utilize this event to network, right? We expect 60 or 70,000 real estate agents to be involved in this event. So there's tons of opportunity for you. The other thing that we're looking to create is figuring out a way to drive community. And what I mean by community is not just our own community, drive community through this event. And so we're looking at a charitable aspect of this, where as we figure out some metrics, as we hit certain metrics on attendance or something like that, where we pledge to deliver a portion of those of the family reunion fee to a local charity, right? People locally need our help more than ever. Do we figure out a way that if we hit certain levels, or we hit certain numbers, or we all agree that a portion of our money is going to go towards helping a food bank or something, that we can really rally behind that? And so we want to not just drive community inside of the KW family, but we want to drive community on the outside, using this event as a focal point to redirect some of that $80 that you'll pay to attend, to focus on charity. So that's kind of the announcement for this morning, and that is the opportunity for you to save thousands of dollars to attend this event, even if you want to look at it as only saving $40 from $119 to $80. we need to act relatively swiftly. So you will see something late today go out on all of this so that we can move forward and start obtaining those tickets for you. You can't get them for $80. We can. So we're going to push that out to you, ask if you're in, and then move forward on that. Steve Scott, you unmuted. What do you have for us?
Yeah, I have a problem so far with this call. I only see 9 hands up raised. So let's go. I know they're working. If you go down below at the bottom of your screen on reactions, guys, you can click on the hands or thumbs up. Let's go. Let's get more of those hands. I know all of you guys want to go. That's better.
Yeah, you know what's interesting?
Awesome.
If you ever want to know how to move to the top of the screen, press the little raise hand button, because all of you who have raised your hands are right to the top of the screen. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, great. So this week we've so far had some conversations around saving you money on running your business, saving you money, and ultimately making some opportunity for you in terms of how you work desk fees. And I hope this morning's announcement about saving money on Family Reunion. Again, we're gonna do everything that we can do to make Family Reunion as similar to an event that we actually get on a plane and go to as we possibly can. And we want to help you make it a valid business event that, again, for $80, again, we'll have some conversations, and you'll hear from, we have a special guest coming, joining us tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. So be certain that you are here for that, to talk a little bit about the event. And next week, throughout the week, we will have some of your colleagues just jump on just to say, you know what, here's some of the things that I've picked up. I really encourage it. It's a great 2.5 days of education. And if you are business owners, even if you pull one thing that you then go and implement out of 2.5 days of Family Reunion for $80, it'll make you so much more than that, those $80. So, so that's what we have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to end today by saying thank you to Dan Raposo for my fun little money gun. And we're going to shoot some money right at you because it's fun. Here we go. Uh-oh, now it's not working, Dan. All right, we're going to do that tomorrow. Crap, why isn't my gun working? The danger of live television. All right, guys, well, that didn't work so well. I thought we'd go out with a bang on that. Have an awesome day. Back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock for a special guest and some more great information. Have an awesome week. Happy birthday to Chelsea and to Karen.
And Gio.
And Gio.